This is a brief video presentation of the property at 3351 Jubilee Trail, Dallas. Just to give you some background information with the report. Hopefully we can talk a little bit later. Right at the front of the report you'll find a list of everything, every comment I made. This is not exhaustive, of course. There are a lot of things that could be added, but it gets to a point where you know, I've noted water penetration enough times, so that's the main issue with this house, is water penetration. We get to the foundation as the first area, and there was no general indication of foundation movement present or visible, but there was a bit of a floor slope. We talked about it, and there's one sticking door between the laundry and the garage. However, there were no cracks in the walls or the floors that I could see. Mind you, the floor covered most of that up on the foundation. However, because of the sewer and the little lifting in the foundation in the master bedroom, there's something going on, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure I'm qualified to tell you what it is. I think probably the first thing you need to establish is whether or not there is a leaking sewer. But you know, cast iron, it leaks, and we found mud, so you know, it's pretty well sure there's a leaking sewer in there, and that's going to affect the foundation in the future. Probably affect it within the next few months. Here's a plot or a table of the levels I shot, and you can see we've got a level there of 2.3 inches. This has been normalised, so in fact I've normalised it to show only positive numbers, not positive and negative. And you can see that we've got on average a difference or a level of 1.5 to 9.92, just about an inch. The standard deviation tells us that by and large, on average, the variation across the slab is half an inch. Here's a plot showing you where the actual rises are, and there's a plot for every elevation that I shot. I shot 4 elevations. An overall graph. That point in the graph there, you could see, that's actually in the bathroom, the master bathroom, where it was shown to be lifting. And now the cause of water getting in. Well, there's a broken sprinkler head outside and poor grading, and you can see the water is running towards the building. Now that's when it's the sprinklers on. Imagine what happens when the rains come. It could flood the house. So it has a lot of water penetration issues at the rear of the property due to the poor grading of the property. Here we're dealing with grading in the grading area. That's the way the report's constructed by Trek. The missing swales between the two structures is going to lead to flooding in the future. There's not a lot you could do about it, because you can only regrade your property to a certain extent. And the large tree. Well, of course we found the large tree was actually getting roots inside the sewer line. Now, up on the roof area, we've got water penetration everywhere. Here we've got it at the over the garage. You can see the structure is actually shifting as the water penetrates and causes the wood to swell and separate. On that roof, nails in these areas are not caulked. They're going to rust out, and you'll have a hole. And up on the roof there's a ridge running along the front elevation. I have no idea what's causing it. It may be poor installation of the shingles, or there may be an underlying issue with the decking, but I couldn't see anything inside the house to suggest what's causing that. The attic door, it doesn't close and open effortlessly. It's actually being blocked by some additions to the structure. Up on the in the attic, the ridge board is too small, and it does not fit the rafters. You can see the rafter there. There's about 4-inch area of ridge board missing. That's going to weaken the structure. That's the reason we point those things out. And then of course we talked about general insulation. Excuse me. Insulation's poor throughout the building. More water penetration points in the walls here. Water gets in there, gets into the building, stays there. At the front of the building, we've got water penetration around the windows. Up on the roof, you can see the damage that the water has done. And then if you go inside the house, you can see actually a water path, a moisture path. Up on the top, we've got the area there that's remained damp. And then you can see the path the water's taking. And over by the window, you can see where the water is coming in and going down onto the floors. Things like this conduit, that's going to allow water in. It should be secured. And then of course the water running towards the building. That's going to get under the floors. It may be that that's causing the moisture in that sunken floor area. Now, something we didn't talk about at the end of the inspection is that I have some suspicions about this area that's been opened up. There used to be walls here, support walls, and they've been taken out. Now those walls are quite important, as you'd imagine, and I do not know what's behind that small short wall across there. There could be an I-beam. There should be, but whatever's there has to structurally support the whole roof above it. You need to ask them for a permit. Did they get a permit to take that wall out? They should have done. That would have meant the city would have inspected it. They would have agreed whether or not the intended plans, including what was going to go in there as an I-beam, were correct or not. So you should get that checked out. If you don't, over time that could move. All sorts of issues would come to the house then. We've got the water going down into the floors. The floor is lifting in that corner, and that's where it's moist too. And then I took a series of readings. I used 2 meters, as you know. Both of them were showing an alarm, both showing that we've got water present. We shouldn't have much more than 13% in a wood floor. And remember, this is wood over concrete, so you know, where's that moisture coming from? That's the lowest reading we got, was 18%. Oh no, it wasn't. 17. At the commode in the master, there's no corking around the bottom of it. It should be corked. The doors going from the garage into the house should be fire rated, and they're not. And they should have self-closing hinges, and they don't. The cracked corking around the house needs to be fixed. There's a missing step, and we talked about this. It would probably be a better idea just to block that door off. Don't need it there. You've got one at the other side. The only issue about blocking that off, just thinking about it, it may be a fire escape. Yeah, it would be a fire escape issue. You might get trapped in there. That's why that door's there then. Yep. Put a step there. Fireplace, as you see, there's no chimney cap. There's a spark arrestor. It's a piece of wire draped over the top of the chimney. It's really not adequate. Now, the electrical systems throughout the house is in poor condition. I told you it's a Federal Pacific panel. You need to get that changed out. Inside the panel, we got copper and aluminum clamped together. That is a complete no-no. We also got a lot of pigtails, never good, and double-tapped grounded conductors. The bonding is incorrect in the second panel, not uncommon, but a new panel would combine these two that you've got here into one. The fasteners on the panels are incorrect. They've got sharp points on them. They can cut the insulation and cause the panel itself to become energized. And you get electric shock from that. And the knockouts are not filled in that second panel. The amps into the property is 100. Now, the electrical system test using the circuit analyzer failed the house, in my opinion. I found all those issues which are marked there. Main thing are false grounds. No grounds at all. Voltage drops, excessive. And then into the branch circuitry again, because it appears 2 points in the report. I've got to note that there's copper and aluminium clamped together. The outlets on the exterior are not working, and there's a cable to the food disposal that's not got a grommet on it protecting it from the metal. That'll chafe. The ground fault interrupters were missing from most of the areas needed outside. These exposed outlets really should have covers on them. These covers are not good enough. They should be in-use covers. And the lighting and other electrical installations around the property are not caulked, so water could penetrate. This ceiling fan didn't work. It's probably very simple. I pulled the cord to see if I could get it work, and it wouldn't. Therefore it's not working, but I wouldn't mind betting there's another switch for it, and I didn't have that. Up in the attic we've got exposed wiring everywhere. This shouldn't be exposed like this. Pigtail connectors, open terminal boxes, incorrectly secured conduit, no bonding. Bonding is where you ground metal pipes that penetrate the attic, the roof, so that it reduces the probability of a lightning strike. And we've got a fire alarm in the kitchen ceiling. That's a no-no. We haven't got proper bonding on the sub panels, but probably the biggest concern I've got is these burn marks. See these burn marks on this this cable? I have no idea where they come from. They look like the cable itself is overheated, and both of them are lying together, and they both may be overheating at some point. So this is a fire waiting to happen if these burn marks are current. We don't know, but you know, it's got to be checked out. Lots of unprotected conductors around the service boards at the attic entrance. Heating equipment, heated well, but it's got missing sediment traps. Cooling, didn't test the cooling, but this unit's not level. Didn't test the cooling because it's too cold. Here we got the water heater. It's in dangerous condition. I didn't even touch it. I didn't lay a finger on it. I didn't want to cause it to leak. Where are we at the moment? We're in plumbing, yeah. What I'm showing here is the missing dielectric unions. That's why it's corroding. Dielectric unions are very important. Well, we talked at length about the sewer. The sewer is in very poor condition. You can't go on just my opinion. You must go and talk to a plumber. That's what they do, and they do a good job at it. So go and talk to a plumber about this whole area here. The thing that you face is the risk of whatever happens. If you replace only part of the sewer line, then other parts could change while you're there, and you have continuing cost issues. The pipe is blocked under the house. There's roots growing up through the sewer line going down to the city. There's a broken pipe in the sewer line at the city, near to the city, but I still think it's the property owner's responsibility. More roots entering into the property, into the sewer line. And then of course we found mud. Mud indicates that we've got water coming in, water comes in, goes out, sorry, water going out the sewer, and as the water goes out, mud comes back in. Water heater, don't touch it. In very poor condition. No safety pan, no sediment trap, vent pipe incorrectly installed, temperature pressure relief valve doesn't operate. There's no proper terminations I could determine for it. The improper air supply to the unit, missing sediment trap, and the floor under the water heater is collapsing. So that should be enough for that little guy. Dishwasher, I started to run it and it made horrible noises. It may be something absolutely simple, but I didn't want it damaged. It's a brand new water heater, dishwasher. It was making those noises, so I stopped it. So it's probably okay, but it needs to be sorted out before it's run. The clearance between the microwave and the burners is insufficient. Should be 20 inches or more. And there's no anti-trip device on the cooker unit. Temperatures for the oven were good. In the bathrooms we've got extractors, and those extractors are ventilating into the attic, not into the outside world. Garage door operator worked well. Bell rang. Dryer connection was good. There were 5 zones. Somebody had conveniently written up the zones for me. Massive leak in the water supply in the backyard, and the shut-off valves in the front yard are flooded. The control system is in very poor condition. That's it for the report. Hopefully we'll talk later today about the house.